now we've come to a stand that, again, not a lot of the little gun clubs will have these. The big shooting schools will have one, but really they're actually a target that you don't see many. The World Championships next month, they're bound to have one of these in that. We've got a little Teal mini and a left to right standard going up the bank. Now these two, the little Teal is orange and the other one is green. Again, we use different coloured clays here, different coloured backgrounds. You'll find in the World Championships, you'll find on local shoots, they tend to use a lot of orange, green, pink sometimes, white, just to break the variety of the targets up against different backgrounds. Now, a mini, everyone looks at a mini and they think, oh, because it's so small, they think it's really hard and they think it's going fast off the truck. Now, a mini, and they're not, the middle size is called a midi. Now, the biggest thing with a mini and a midi is a mini comes off the arm very fast and slows down very quickly. So where you think, because it's small, where you think it's going really fast, it's actually not going as fast as what you think it is. A midi is a little bit bigger, and again, same thing, it comes off the arm very fast, slows down, whereas the standard, which we've been shooting so far, tends to be the most consistent speed. It comes off the arm and it doesn't slow down as fast. So that's really where you need to read each target and see where it lands. The biggest tip I can give you is look where each clay lands. This mini was in the Schools Challenge last month in the April, but it was with a big dustbin lid of a standard, and the mini actually landed in exactly the same place as the standard, but everyone was missing it because it looked small, but it wasn't actually as hard as what people thought it was when it came to shoot. So that's where reading the target, look where it's landing. Biggest tip you'll get. Look where that target is landing, look where it's going. That is your mini, and that's the standard. So you can see the size difference quite a lot. Again, we use CCI clays here, which are made to ISU specifications. We feel CCI one of the best clay manufacturers in the world. They're not cheap, they're not the cheapest by far, but they come with the best quality. And our biggest thing here is flying clays through the air. We don't want broken clays. So that's really what you're shooting at when you look at a mini. And it comes off the arm very quick and slows down quite quick. We try and change our targets once a month. At the moment, because we've got quite a lot on, it's actually changing a little bit more, but generally we try and do it once a month. We've set it a little bit more different, a little tougher this month, because obviously we've got the World Championships at the end of June, and we're only half an hour, 40 minutes away from Churchill's. So the idea is if you are shooting the World Championships and you want a little warm-up practice first and want a little round, we've tried to cater for that little bit more of a market. So if you fancy coming and shooting, give us a call, book in a caddied round, and we can shoot pretty much whatever you want. As you see, we've got batters, we've got minis, we've got middies, we've got driven that we haven't gone through yet. That will be in another series. We've got crossers, we've got stand up in towers. So that's really what we're trying to achieve, is we're trying to sort of help each. We're a shooting school, we're trying to help sort of different levels of people, whether you're kids, whether you're adults, whatever you are. So, little mini, again, same sort of thing as what a normal Teal, obviously a standard. You don't want, like I've said on the crossers, you don't want to hold your gun too close to where it's coming from, so you pick where your kill point is, where you think it's easier. Now, generally with a Teal, the later you leave it, generally Teals are probably one of the hardest targets to kind of judge how far away they are. The later you leave it, 9 times out of 10, by the time you're trying to shoot it really late, it will be out of range, because a shotgun will only go 60 yards. So you need to be thinking shoot a Teal reasonably quickly, where you're comfortable to shoot it. That's where your hold point is, where your kill point is. Look where you first see it, and then halfway between the two is where you where you hold the gun ready for it. So we're just going to have a look at one. Paul, that's our Teal. So the whole idea, the technique that I try and use when I'm shooting Teal is to hold my gun halfway up. I look at the clay and I go up reasonably quickly, cover the top edge of it, pull the trigger. That's what I try and do with Teal. Very easy to go too much and go over the top of it, and very easy not to go enough. So I try and think to myself, cover it and shoot its ears off reasonably quickly. I will also shoot Teal's gun up, because obviously very quick, you want to be going up you want to be going up to it. If you shoot it gun down with the sporting, it's a little bit more difficult to get it in there. Obviously, if you're shooting fitast and there's a Teal, you have to shoot it gun down anyway. But we're looking on English sporting at the moment. Pull. 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 So there we go. Hit the first few. It's not as hard as what you think it. Just because it's that small, just think to yourself, it's still doing the same as a big one. It's just a half the size. So now on this stand, we've also got a little crosser, left to right standard crosser. So let's just have a look at that. Pull. Fairly straightforward. We've obviously got a limitation post there. So obviously the referee or the caddy, whenever they take you round or in a competition, if they've got a limitation, they will tell you where that limitation is. Again, this crosser, it's a lot easier than what it was. So obviously Dan's been kind to us this month. He's given us a nice roaring mini Teal, but he's slowed the crosser off a little bit more. You want to be thinking, like I said on the crosser up there, go through the bottom edge, out in front of it, pull the trigger, fairly easy. This is a bit more of a caution away target rather than just a straight crosser, so I would shoot this gun up if I was coming out shooting this. So that's my kill point, just before the limitation post. I take my gun back there and I cast my eyes back to the trap. Pull. 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 So again, I missed the first couple. It's actually going faster than what I thought it was. Obviously, he set it up. It's a little bit more of a tricky. It's obviously tilted the trap a little bit. And I actually pulled my kill point there. I missed the first one. I thought, oh, I've left that a little bit late because it's obviously dropping. So I actually pulled my kill point back slightly and killed it a little bit quicker, just to get a bit more confidence in there and get it a little bit more under speed. It's easier sometimes when you look at a crosser, when it's going like that, sometimes it's easier to shoot it when it's under power than when it is dropping and all that sort of thing, because it's doing more, going more straight as opposed to dropping. And if you leave it too late, then you've got to get underneath it. So again, that's a very good target to learn where your kill point is. And I missed the first one, and then I quickly got myself back on track to hit the next one, because I thought to myself, and that's really what practice does for you. You think to yourself where you're going to kill it. Sometimes you get it wrong. Sometimes you get your kill points wrong. So that's when you think to yourself, oh, maybe I ought to try something better. So if you're hitting it, keep it consistent. But if you're missing it for a reason. So change what you do, change something. Try and get yourself back in there. It's very easy to go out to another first stand and you miss it at your first pair and you look down and think, oh, I've done that. Rather than pull yourself back up, break the gun, think to yourself, get yourself back into gear and think to yourself, okay, I got that wrong. How can I change it? How can I better it? And that's the sort of thing, maybe your instructor, if you can't hit one target, your instructor can help you sort of maintain that speed, maintain what you're doing to try and get you back on track. Some stands, you might only be shooting 4 pairs, 3 pairs. You've got to try and get yourself back on track quite quickly like that. Let's put the pair together. So we're going to have the Teal followed by the left to right standard. Pull. 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 Again, first couple, the crosses, I missed it, and I overcooked it a little bit. Again, that's a very good thing. Everyone looks at the pear and they think the teal, because it's a mini, it's really screaming and it's hard. Teal, I ate every one of them. The mini, I ate every one of them. Cross, so I struggled a little bit on, I missed it. And that's very much, that's where you want to be thinking, read your target, how do you get yourself back on track? And again, first couple, missed it. And then you think about, how can I get that back on track? How can I change it? How can I hit it? And that's exactly the sort of thing. So this is a very good stand to practice for something like a CPSA registered shoot, or the World Championships or something like that, because it's got two different targets on it. It's got one that looks very hard, but it's actually easier when you come to shoot it. And it's got one that's fairly steady, but it's actually harder than it looks. So it's quite good. And it's using the bank. He's used the bank when he set it up to kind of look at it different, and the colours. So that's a very, very good all-round sort of pair to shoot at, to try and come on and practice and pull yourself up. Right, let's go and have a look at one more stand and see where we go from there. This other stand is just a pair of crossers, one from right to left, one from left to right.